Welcome to my craft table. Hello, this is Jamie Magridge. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I want to show you how I made this card, except I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to make this into a shaker card. So let's get started. We're going to use the Merry Christmas to All and the Merry Christmas dies. We're going to be using the Subtles embossing folder. And for the sake of time, I've already die cut the Merry out of the dies. I'm going to need a 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White to stamp your sentiment on, and we're just going to be using the Christmas from the stamp set. We have a piece of Designer Series paper, which is 3 by 3.5. We have 2 pieces of vellum or window sheet, which is a little bit smaller than our Designer Series paper. We have a piece of Real Red, which is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. We have a piece of white, which is 4 by 5 1/4. And we have a piece of Real Red, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then we have our card base, which is our standard A2, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 scored and folded at 4 1/4. We have some gold stars, the pine tree punch, and a pair of snips. So let's get started. First thing, let's stamp the sentiment and get that out of the way. And I have also some tape strips, foam tape strips. So we're going to use the Memento Tuxedo Black to stamp this with. We want to stamp it somewhere in the middle here. We want to leave a couple inches on each side. Perfect. Okay. And I just remembered I didn't bring over any sequins or anything to put inside there. So let me put you on pause and let me figure that part out. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I got some sequins and some seed beads. So we can put them inside it. So let's set this aside. Let's bring in these 2 pieces of acetate. What I'm going to do is use these tape strips, and I'm going to make a window around the acetate. And you want to make sure they're butted together so there's nothing going to fall out if you put, especially if you put glitter in it. Probably could have just folded it in. Oh, I didn't need anywhere near as much as I thought I was going to. Okay, and I think that's going to be good. Let's bring in this piece and our punch. We're going to push it in, and we're going to center it up as far in as it'll go and punch. So it was even on both sides and all the way in. Just make sure that's good. And you know what? I might add a little bit of foam adhesive so that it's not I don't have to worry about the whole space being filled. So I'm just add a couple strips like that. You don't have to do this. I just don't want to put as many sequins in as it would take to fill this whole box. So I'm just going to change these corners up a little bit. And more over here. Just make sure this isn't going to show before I take the backs off of it. That's good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put my sequins in. These might be too fat. I might have to double up this tape. So let's do that first. Because otherwise they won't move. This is 3M foam tape. Comes on a huge roll and I just cut it into strips. These are a little too wide, so let's take this one and cut it in half. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. Longer scissors work better, but... Alright, then we're going to double this all up. Drawback with doing it while there's stuff in it. They hop around. Almost done here, sorry. This is the hardest part of the whole card, making the shaker element. Okay, let's pull off those backs. Bring in our second piece of acetate. Where did it go? Here it is. Make sure these are stuck down. Now if I didn't use these seed beads, I could have got away with a single layer of those, but I'm using the seed beads, so. Alright, some white seed beads or clear ones. Some of these clear iridescent sequins. They're all different shapes and sizes. Put some of these old ones in there. Ah, they just fell out all over the place. Not where I wanted them to. There, it's open. Okay, and then maybe a couple red sequins. These are the smaller size. Alright, and let's put the other piece of acetate on the back of that. They are the same size, the acetates. Okay, make sure stuck down really well. Now we've got a shaker element to go inside of our card. This is going to go behind this. Those are pretty colors. Awesome. Okay. Now, I think I need some tape for this part. So I'm not sure the snail would stick to this. Kind of learning as I go here. So bear with me, I apologize. Make sure it stays outside of those so it doesn't be seen inside that tree, the adhesive. Glue dots would probably work too. Okay, now let's peel off this backing of this tear and tape. Okay, now I'm going to center this up on top of that. Won't stick yet. Well, it's stuck. I got a little bit of acetate sticking out over here, so let me just trim that off. That's why I made it smaller so that wouldn't happen, but it's stuck before I was ready. Okay. Okay. Now let's bring in our other pieces. This piece is going to get mounted on the front of this one. And again, we'll use the tear and tape. Find the end of it. Sticking off the bottom there too, I see. Didn't get that centered very well, but that's alright. As long as it's away from the edge of that tree, we're good. Alright. Make sure this is down and push it down. Peel off the backings. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, now that I've got the tape off of that, we're going to mount this, center it up on the front of this red piece. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, now we're going to mount this on the center of this piece that we've run through the embossing folder. I can use the wet glue for that. And it's going to be down towards the bottom more, so center it from side to bottom to side the same amount, because you need room for that Merry Christmas at the top. Okay, we're going to bring in one of those stars, put that on the top of the tree. We're going to mount this on the red piece. And That's got an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around it because it's a 1/4 inch larger than the other piece, and this one is going to be the same size as the front of our card. It should be. Okay, now we're going to bring in the Mary, and I need a little bit of dimensional behind this, a little piece here that's left over from before. Just go behind the M, the bottom of the M, or the top of the M, this part, and get it on there. Okay, a little bit more over here. Let's cut this one too. 1/2. Put it on the other side of that M. See? The rest of this is going to get glued down onto the card directly. So I just wanted a little bit of that to pop up. It's not sticking for some reason. Okay. Well, so much for that. Stick to my finger, but it won't stick to the paper. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom of this M, on this bottom of this part here, on top of these R's, and I almost forgot, before we do that we needed to put this part on. Okay, so we'll bring in the snips. We want to figure out where we want the Christmas to go, and we're going to snip this the same length as the front of this panel here, and we'll do a little fishtail on this end. So snip into the center, and then from the corner to that snip, from the corner to that snip. Usually gives you a pretty good fishtail, and then glue this end of it right to the front of that card. This end we want to leave loose because we're going to stick the bottom of the Y under it. Okay, so this part's a little tricky. So this part of the Y is going to go under that, and this part of it's going to go on top of it. Whoops. Stuck to my finger, that's not good. So now I got sticky glue everywhere. Now let's glue the rest of this down. Okay, well there we go. There's our card for today. Cute shaker card. Here's the one I did previously, just as plain, without the shaker element in it. Well, thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.